Hi, my name is Zach Lee, and I'm the director of the Institute for the Study of Philosophy, Politics, and Culture in Dallas, Texas. And we are rolling out a new podcast, and it is called IdeaLogical. Now, I realize that word's usually pronounced ideological, but I'm calling it IdeaLogical for a few reasons, really three reasons. One, because I'm taking the word idea and logical, you see, and I'm combining them. It's so brilliant, so clever. It's also called ideological in the sense that we are dealing with people's ideologies. We're dealing with their thoughts, their worldview, their background assumptions, the way that they view the world. It's also an ideological podcast in the sense that it's what a podcast should be. It's the perfect podcast because we're going to have both teaching segments, which are fun, but I'm also going to interview experts in their field and interesting people, and we're going to talk about all kinds of things. So let's talk about what the podcast is and what it's not. What it is a podcast to talk about anything that's interesting, anything going on in culture, things from history, why we think the way we do, psychology, philosophy, all that kind of stuff. What it's not are the following things. First of all, it's not a political podcast. Okay. Now, everyone has political biases and assumptions. When I say it's not a political podcast, what I mean is I'm not going to just rant against the right or rant against the left. There's a lot of people already doing that. It's not a religious podcast. Yes, sometimes we might deal with religious topics because that is a part of culture, but it's not a religious podcast. It's also not an ethical podcast. And by that, I don't mean that it's an unethical podcast. Like, I'm not going to go tell you to murder somebody. We've not tested any podcasting equipment on animals or something like this. When I say that it's not ethical, what I mean is I'm going to interview people from different walks of life. I'm going to teach on different topics. That doesn't mean that I either do or don't think that you should do those things. I'm just not commenting on that. So it should be a ton of fun. My background is in philosophy, humanities, intellectual history, that kind of stuff. So I'm a letters guy. And so we're going to be talking about things within this field. And so I'm excited to get to chat with you. I'm excited about this project, and I hope that you join us.